today at Fatcats I've been lucky enough to have the opportunity to try the Showa A-kit suspension, which was bolted straight into a KTM 450, and I've got to say that the suspension looks very slick, sexy. It's desirable. It definitely transforms the look of the bike. The suspension is pricey. You know, it's going to be over £6 grand, so it is for the you know, the serious racer or the high end, the guys that really do take pride and joy in their bikes and are really looking for that little bit extra. Let's say they're looking for that little bit extra advantage out on track and around the paddock.
So this is the high-end market. So this is your guys, you know, your GP level guys. This is the top flight racer. That's what this product's aimed at. And Showa have had their name in motocross has been around for as long as Christmas has, hasn't it? Really, you know, as soon as you think of Showa, you think of that lovely A-kit looking stuff, all the emerald coated fork tubes and piston rods, and the Kashima coated, and the lovely candy red spring. That's like your epitome of factory. When you think of factory, that's what the image comes to mind, is the A-kit stuff. So again, what the Showa do, they've always done it so well, it's their attention to detail. All their finer details on the coatings, piston bands, piston rods, seals. They look at every little detail. They try to gain, if you worked it off, they try and gain 10% on every part each time. So they're just making 10% gains on each individual part. So by the end of the product, you know, they've gained probably 50% on what they had the previous time. And that's what they're really good at, just looking at those small details just to make those improvements each time. The more modern 49mm Showa forks are derived from this A-kit stuff, but there is still, you know, some big differences in there. Again, the biggest being all the coatings, and then there's the smaller details like the piston holders, the needles. They're just looking at small different flow details on them again, just to make those small improvements. So when they're making changes on the adjusters, it's just that little bit finer range. As far as the externals go, same size. There's just a subtle little differences, like for the shock, for example, most standard of the new Showa stuff is a 16mm rod, whereas the A-kit stuff is an 18mm rod. So again, with the bigger rod, just gives a little bit more support for those bigger hits. Again, they'll be using the same materials, but they just go through different processes. So again, they just go through what's called a dim plush process. So on the inside of the forks, they just have a different type of polishing on there just to let the oil flow differently. It's these little things that no one really knows about or hears about or anything like that, but it's just those small things that Showa do just to make their product that little bit better each time. And then same with the coatings on the rods, the emerald coating. Not only does it look good, but it's very smooth and just adds a lot less friction to the forks and the shock. Because again, with the standard stuff, what we believe they try to do is not make it too easy for the guys to go away from what they believe is correct for the standard bike. So they don't want people being able to lock stuff off to make it too hard. They want people to stay in the window with a standard bike, whereas the A-kit stuff, they want you to be able to, you know, tune it and get those little bits each time. For your normal club guy, really, unless you've got a lot of money, it's far too expensive really for that sort of thing. Really, that's where you can get what you want from the standard stuff, really. But the guys that are top flight, that's what it's aimed at. Really, it's the all-out, you know, GP race fork. That's why they call it the GP series, because again, it's built and set up for high-speed riders and big hits. Whereas again, most of our, you know, club level guys are not riding at that pace. Really, doesn't mean you couldn't buy it and have it set up for that. That's perfectly doable, but you would just find that you'd have to spend more time setting it up for you, because again, it's aimed at your top boys.
For me, you know, straight away when I got onto the bike, I felt that the bike was plush. You know, the feeling and the action was plush. That isn't to say that it was soft, because it wasn't soft. You know, it was a little bit more firmer than possibly that I'd like it, but you could feel that the action was there, and that possibly there's potential, you know, to get that tweaked and to get it right and personalised for me. So I rode the bike first of all, and then didn't even touch a clicker, or didn't have the sag set up or anything from that form. And I just wanted to go around and ride the bike, and just generally wanted to get a feel with the bike, with the track, and just, you know, just kind of figure a few things out and have a ride. after that, I come in and I decided to get the sag set, and then really, you know, so the bike was as it should be for me. And that was when I began to think, oh yeah, I do quite like the way that the bike, the way that the bike handles, and also regarding the rear wheel. I could feel a little bit more what the rear wheel was doing, and I had more confidence in basically accelerating and for me, that's what suspension's all about. You know, you really do need to feel connected to the ground, and you really do need to be able to feel when the bike's when it's tracking, or when it's about to brake from the slide, or when the suspensions are you know, is going to kind of rebound and push back. So that was good. That's what I had. I had more of a planted feel after I had it all set for me. Felt a lot more positive. The suspension was a lot more positive out on the track. Felt like I could commit more. For me personally, you do need to commit with the suspension the way that it comes from out of the box. You do need to attack the track and really ride it. That's when you get the most out of the suspension. And you know, I still feel that there's probably, for me personally, I would feel that I could benefit more by spending a full day you know, just riding that bike and getting it set, especially at a place like Fatcat Motoparc or any other place really. So I would like to get two settings across the board, you know, on hard pack and on the sand, and that's probably going to happen in the future, hopefully. So if you're looking for something different, and you're one of those guys that definitely gets the excitement from going into the garage and just, you know, wiping down your bike and having a look, then it certainly does. It does look trick and does transform the look of your bike. I could see why people could just basically just buy it just because of the look, you know, and just want to be factory.